Ask Andre here to talk about one of the most essential parts of relationships, communication. Just like hotel reviews and restaurant reviews, it seems like we spend the most time, or the people who have the most communication are the ones who are at the extremes. The ones who want to really say how great it was or how bad it really was. And admittedly, I fall prey to that myself on this channel. I spend a lot of time on narcissism. I also spend a lot of time on those who are looking for a relationship, but I don't talk about enough things within a relationship structure itself, because even those who are looking, this is great practice for later on how to navigate your way through it. So we're going to talk about how we can build a trolley system, how we can build a communication vessel that takes all the wildness out of relationships, because they're difficult, because you're basically trying to get two personalities, two way of thinking, two different styles together to be one. And that takes practice, that takes effort and intentionality. In this first video of many to come about communication, we're going to talk about how both the sender and the receiver can get things across, and then it can be reciprocated back the other way. Because language is just symbols. It's just noises. It's just sounds, unless you're able to make that connect with the person in a way that not only they understand it, but hopefully they can act upon that which they've understood from you. Point number one, avoid avoidance. Don't keep avoiding conversations you know you need to have. My dad used to always say, you can pay now or you can pay later, but you will pay. And we know when you pay later, you pay with interest. When you avoid too much for too long, it breaks down the trust, it breaks down the confidence, it breaks down the cohesiveness. It no longer allows you to feel like you can walk in oneness. And even difficult conversations, you can come out feeling better, stronger, and more united as a result of talking about it. Don't settle for cherry picking and orange picking what you feel good communication looks like and sounds like. Many of us have different backgrounds with different family structures, so we need to find out what good, solid human communication looks like and what those behaviors are, and not just settle for what we know or what's normal or natural to us. Then you need to learn the patterns and the way the person you're with communicates. What resonates for them, how they like to be communicated. Are they more oral? Do they like information in smaller chunks? Do you need to make sure that you're making the points very salient and not just talking at length? Find out who they are, what their love language is, all of these different things, so you know how to communicate specifically with the person you're with. And also within that point, know that sometimes it doesn't flow, because men and women are different. Men need to hear things a certain way. Women need to hear things a certain way. There needs to be a certain acknowledgement of emotions. There needs to be a certain acknowledgement of honor. There needs to be patience. There needs to be just a transcendent discovery on how to communicate within the genders. Next, we have to learn how to communicate with context. Context of someone's past environment, context of what they're going through right now, context of what past issues you may have had with them, and what currently might be happening. Because sometimes the communication breakdown happens just because we're not being sensitive enough and aware enough of where the other person's head is in context to what's happening or has happened. One caution with that, we cannot just make room entirely for people's challenges that they need to work on within themselves, where they have walls and breakdowns. We have to make sure that everyone can come to the relationship in a healthy way, and can also make sure that their challenges are not a real impediment on the other person in an undue way. Number 5, be very intentional about expectation management. Try to work on expectation management when things are not heated, so that you don't have all the emotions and the current situation caught up in the middle of things. Communicate what your individual expectations are, and then find a corporate resolution where you can both agree to what is going to be the ground rules for how you both communicate. Also knowing what the boundaries should be and how the boundaries will be enforced, to give people something to work against, a structure to know that all sorts of communication is not acceptable. The communication that you mutually agree is beneficial, productive, and works in a way that brings you closer and brings you to the resolutions that you're looking for is the target. Toss things back and forth. It should be communication that is going to be edifying and productive. Be communication that is going to ultimately make you closer and bring you closer. Communication that is going to get to the issues, the real issues at the root level, not just at the fruit level where you're having frustration. When planned and set up the right way and executed the right way, good communication will actually bring you closer when you have issues, not further apart. Things will flow, you will grow, and you will feel like there's meaning, purpose, and hope for your relationship. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Here's to you raising the flag on better communication and building your trolley to success.